Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome to the program Wisdom of Hadith. In this program, we learn about the sayings of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and we explore the meanings, significance and wisdom of the sayings of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And we also try to understand a connection of a hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam with our life and work. So today we have a hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that has been narrated by Sayyiduna Abdullah bin Amr radiyallahu anhuma. And the hadith is, Al-Muslimu man salima al-muslimuna min lisanihi wa yadihi, wal-muhajiru man hajara ma nahallahu an. Now, the translation of this hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is, a Muslim or a believer is the one who avoids harming Muslims or other believers with his tongue and hands. And a muhajir or immigrant is the one who gives up or abandons all what Allah has forbidden. Now, we have two, aspects of this saying of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The first is about, a sign of a Muslim, and that, tells us about remaining harmless to other believers in terms of using your tongue or using your hand. It means that as a Muslim, we have to be careful about what we say and what we do. It means that we are supposed to keep other believers safe from the harms of our tongue, of our words, and the harms of our, organs of our body, like hands. So it reflects that a believer can never be harmful to other believers. He is a symbol of peace. A society loses, or the peace of a society is lost when the people who are living there, they become harmful. And if they don't care about their words, if they don't care about their actions and their deeds, then society faces different different sorts of problems and issues, and the society loses its peace. So the first section of the hadith tells us about a sign of a believer, and then we have a look at the second part of this hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and that talks about muhajir. Muhajir or immigrant, or the one who migrates from one place to another. In the terminology of Sharia, he is the one who leaves a certain place and migrates to another place or a country for the sake of Allah, for the sake of Deen, for the sake of Islam. The basic philosophy of hijrat is to leave and to give up whatever is against the pleasure of Allah Almighty, and all the actions that have been forbidden in Sharia, that have been declared as unlawful in Islam. So the philosophy of hijrat is that we should avoid, that we must avoid all those actions. So basically, muhajir or the immigrant is the one who gives up all those bad deeds that are displease Allah Almighty. So he is the one who gives up all bad deeds, and he is away from the actions that are against the pleasure of Allah Almighty. Apparently, you leave a certain place and you migrate to another place for for the cause of Deen, and with that you also make commitment to yourself that you won't be engaged in actions that have been forbidden in Sharia, or that are not allowed in the religion of Islam. So these two aspects of hadith provide the things, or provide a foundation of a peaceful society. How can a society become peaceful? The way is that first of all, those who are living in that society, they will have to watch out their words, their sayings and their actions. So this is a training of believers that they ensure they ensure that those who are living with them, other believers, they are safe from their harm in terms of their words, in terms of their actions. So they never engage in practices like deceiving others, or become harmful to others in terms of business, in terms of dealings, in terms of their relationship with people, in terms of their non-verbal communication, in terms of their verbal communication. So they are not harmful, they are harmless to other believers. So these are the core points that ultimately lead to establishing a peaceful society. So a Muslim society is the one that has characteristic of, that has believers who never compromise on on making a society peaceful. They always think about their actions and their practices, that in no way they become harmful to others. So now we can understand that whatever we see around us, if we are disturbed with the practices of people, for example, if we are disturbed and we are worried about the things that are happening around us, like the people don't care about their words, the selection of their words, and the way they deal with others, and they become harmful for others in terms of their words and actions. So it is a reflection that they are not practicing the teachings of Islam. So once we start practice what we have been commanded by Allah Almighty, and we follow the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we remember the sayings or hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we read them again and again, and we remember them, and we understand the spirit and the core message of the sayings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then only we get engaged in actions that make a society peaceful.